If you take a look behind me, this home right here, it's actually a fortress. It's really hard to tell, but if you know what to look for, you'll see it's got security screens on there. These screens, they look like ordinary bug screens, but the mesh is stainless steel. Keeps the bugs and the thugs out. Very difficult to cut through that mesh. Can't get through it with a knife, can't get through it with box cutters. You can't pry your way in, you can't hammer your way in, you can't get in. They're security screens, made for the windows, the doors, the sliders. We even do them for doggy doors. And I started this company because my wife felt unsafe when I was away. I offered to get her a gun, she didn't want to shoot anyone. I offered to get her a dog, a big dog, she didn't want the dog to get hurt. She just wanted to feel safe and be safe when I was away.
I could sleep so much better. It's very empowering.
Well, my background's mechanical engineering, and I gave it some thought. And the idea is really pretty simple. Just keep it out. Don't let any of that bad stuff in. Don't let the criminals come in. Just keep it out. Layered security is smart security. And so what we have here is a barrier. It fortifies the home without making it look like a fortress. And we've installed over 16,000 of these. Not one has been broken into. People have tried. There've been a few attempts, and they quickly realize, hey, this ain't gonna be easy. Why don't we go to the home across the street? Because that home doesn't have anything. So these bad guys, you know, I like to say they're dumb, but they're not stupid. They're looking for an easy in, easy out. And that's where these screens really come into play, because there ain't no easy way to get in. Unless you're hiding a Picasso in there somewhere, in which case it's gonna attract a different kind of criminal. There's no easy way to get in. They're just gonna move on. And that's exactly what's happened every single time one of these bad guys has shown up.
BOSS security screens had the best product out there.
My experience, I would tell you, BOSS security screens are outstanding.
So this is a window security screen. It's custom made to the 1/8 of an inch to fit your home. The color palette is congruent with your home, so it looks awesome. Here it looks like a bug screen, looks like a solar screen. In fact, it'll reduce about 65% of that solar hot summer sun trying to get in there. But most importantly, there's no way to get in. That actually hurts my hand a little bit. Hear the dogs barking? You can imagine how much noise it's gonna take in order to get through one of these. Your neighbors are gonna go like, what's going on over there? The dogs over here is going, what's going on over there? If you're in the home, you're gonna be saying, hey, what's going on? Your patio slider is one of the most common entry points. And it's because there's no good line of sight. Neighbors in general can't see you, and they can't hear you. Criminals like easy in, easy out. The last thing they want to do is crawl through a small window with lots of glass cutting into their belly. What they're going to do is take a paver, throw it through this glass. The glass is going to break. You could have alarms, you could have cameras. They're still going to go in. 2-3 minutes straight to the master bedroom, because that's where the jewelry, the prescription drugs, and the gun is for sure. Take the pillowcase off the pillow, fill it all up, and out in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So no one's going to stop them. The alarm doesn't matter. The cameras don't matter. What matters is this. This is gonna stop them from getting in. This is a security screen. This mesh, we even shot a shotgun at it. I wasn't even sure what I was gonna say, but we even shot a shotgun at it. It'll stop a 12 gauge 10-shot shotgun. So this mesh is super strong. And the beauty of it is, when the weather's nice like today, you can open up your slider, close, keep the security screen locked, and you get all that fresh air coming in and out. You get the sun coming through. I can see out. You can see me. There's some privacy that comes with it. But the beauty is I can enjoy the view. I can enjoy the fresh air. And my animals, my dog and my cat, they too love it as much as I, because they can sit on the other side, on the inside of this screen, sniff the air, watch what's going on outside. There's no risk of them running out or anyone getting in. I want to give you an idea of good, better, best. I want to explain each one, the merits of each, and maybe some of the things that are not so good of each one of these, so that you can make a better, more informed decision. So I'll be as agnostic as possible. This one is the good one. You can't go wrong with this. It is less expensive than the others. It's got a nice, thin profile. And that's real important. People want to fortify their homes, but they don't want to make their home look like a fortress, right? So this is a plus. The egress here is also a plus. I like how easy it is to operate. You've got one little bar here, you push it, and the window swings open. That's great if you need to get out, if there's an emergency, but it's also good if you just want to clean the glass on the outside. The mesh on this one, don't mind these scratches or these things right here. That's me testing the screen. So we do very data-driven testing in the lab, very controlled numbers. We also do kind of, okay, give me a crowbar, let me go at it type testing, right? So just ignore all the scratches and things. These things have been through a lot over the years. And this is where it gets a little technical, is 11 by 11 strands per square inch. So what that means is there are 11 vertical strands and 11 horizontal strands. And in 1 inch, you've got a weave, what we call 11 by 11. The other ones have a 12 by 12 weave per square inch. So the mesh in tensile strength, which is where if we take a piece, clamp it down and load it till it fails, the 12 by 12, if the strand thickness is the same, will be stronger than the 11 by 11. There are some companies that sell a 10 by 10 per square inch weave. The 12 by 12 per square inch weave is 75% stronger. You spend a little more, but you get a lot more. And at 2 a.m., you know, when some creep's trying to break in, you're gonna be glad that you spent more to get more. And you know, in this industry, we say cheap security ain't good and good security ain't cheap. So always buy as much security as you can afford. So this is a good one. This is a good security screen. Again, nice thin profile, 11 by 11 weave per square inch, and it has this egress. All screens have egress, and you really want to make sure every screen has egress, just so if there were an emergency, you can get out. This one is better. The mesh on the good one comes from Thailand. The mesh for this good one comes from Taiwan, China. It's a little thicker profile. The egress latch is a little different. Instead of a bar, there's this switch. It's also ADA compliant, just like the first one. Hit the switch, open it up, right? Notice the way this one locks. When I lock it, there are 2 pins that come up here, and they lock into the frame here and here. So when I close this, I lock it, that pin holds this in place, and that pin up here holds that in place. So this is a 2-point lock system, right, with this kind of egress. It's got a 12 by 12 per square inch mesh. The mesh does come from China or Taiwan. This is what we call a flange. And one thing to point out here, regardless of which screen you choose, and regardless of which company installs them, you want to be sure screws are going in every 8 inches. That's a good, secure install. You could have a really strong product screen and a really bad install, and you're not going to have any security. This one has this reveal like this. See this gap that goes around? We call that a reveal. It's different in looks than this one. This one does not have that reveal here. It's just a different design. Just to give you an idea of thickness, you can take a look here. Yeah, it's about 1/2 inch or so thinner, this one is. This one is stronger than this one. In general, this one's probably about 5% cheaper than this one. The top tier one, and you know, you gotta be careful because I think I just scratched up my, that's how tough these things are. You carry them around and you accidentally bump into something and it destroys the thing that you bumped into. You know, you put a big dent in your car. In this case, I just put a scratch on my wife's beautiful table. This one is what we call the tank. If I could just like throw this through the camera and you could catch it and feel it, this small window right here is about 25 pounds. It's because it has reinforced steel tubing through here. And it's because it's got a much more robust locking system. You can see these locks right here are much thinner than the pins in the other one. This is like a bank vault system. So this screen has the egress just like the others. This is what the egress looks like. This is what we call gravity lock. So you just lift it up and the screen opens, lock it back down again. Got the bolt system here. It's got the steel reinforced tubing. Everything's made out of aluminum. All three are made out of aluminum. I call it aircraft grade aluminum. It is super strong, super light. But this one has reinforced steel tubing inside of it. It has the flanges just like these other ones do. And it has the egress just like this. But the locking system is better. And the hinges were strongest on this one compared to the other ones. For these reasons, that's why we call it the tank. Now there's one more reason which is super important. This mesh is also 12 by 12 per square inch, just like this. And the diameter of the mesh is 0.035 inches, right? Again, it's kind of technical, but from an engineering perspective, this matters, mesh matters. This mesh is manufactured in the United States. In general, we get better quality. So by better quality, I mean better powder coating, I mean better weave, less tiger striping, less aberrations. This mesh that comes from China is about 1/3 the cost of this mesh, which is manufactured in the United States. Now remember what I said, you pay more, you get more. That's the common rule when it comes to security. Always get as much as you can afford. If the good one is the one that fits your budget, by all means do it. If the better one also fits your budget, then this is a better choice than that one. And then this, the top tier one, the one we call the tank, it is really the ultimate. I'm super proud of it. It's not for everyone. It's like getting a hiking boot, right? You gotta get the right, one size hiking boot does not fit everyone, right? And you'll know that right away as soon as you start hiking. The good news is we can get you what you need. We can help you make the wisest decision given your budget, and we can fabricate that solution for you. And so ultimately, it's our responsibility to help you make the best decision. Is it gonna be the good one? Is it gonna be the better one? Or is it gonna be the tank? I don't even have to go to the gym with this thing. I just carry it up and down like this. The tank. Everyone needs and deserves the best security they can get, right? It's a timeless need, and it's one that never seems like it's gonna go away. And so we've got a solution here, which is better than anything else we've seen before, right? It's better than security film, it's better than rolling shutters, cameras, it's better than dogs, it's really better than anything else.
I could sleep so much better. It's very empowering.
These are not cheap, each is handmade. There's no doubt the money that you invest in this is 10x, 1000x. Peace of mind, the safety and comfort of your family is worth it. Because the dollar value is so large, it attracts a lot of people. Whenever there's money, it attracts people. And of those people, it has its share of unsavory people. And so the things to watch out for, number one, are these smaller companies that are kind of here today, gone tomorrow. You know, they're taking advantage of this very exciting product. They're taking advantage of everyone's need for security, and they're turning that into dollars that they can stuff in their pocket. Are they committed to your security, or are they more committed to their bank account? So what you want is a company that's been doing this for some time and has the track record to show for it. Since 2018, we've installed over 16,000 of these screens. We've seen it all. And what you really want is a company that has that wealth of experience when it comes to your home, because your home is your castle. It has to be perfect. You don't want to have some other small mom and pop company learn on your home, right? Learn on your dime, right? We've been called in to clean up cases like that. where someone has gone with the cheaper, smaller company with no track record and they've ruined it. It's okay, we can let the cat join the conversation. And then we've had to go in and take it all down and do it right. Steer clear of the mom and pop shops. The unsavory characters that I referenced, you can search for them online and you'll discover people selling this, taking the money and running. They've taken the deposit. They're not manufacturing your screen. They're depositing that deposit in their pockets and they're gone. And one of the characters running around here, and the contractors board's doing their best to, they set up these traps, they throw him in jail. He gets out of jail. He does the thing he knows best, which is scamming people. He's not licensed. He doesn't have a business license, but equally important, doesn't have a contractor's license, right? He's not vetted financially. He's not vetted technically. He's a convict. He's a felon. And he's going to take your money as quickly as you can write that check or give him the credit card number. Steer clear of the mom and pop, steer clear of all these unsavory characters. It's dangerous to do business with them, right? And then you have companies that are adding these things to kind of like a wide range of things that they do. A generalist of everything and, good at nothing type thing. And that's what you get. This is a very technical product. It needs to be manufactured in a very technical way. It needs to be installed in a very technical way. So the last thing you want is someone who is selling this product and it's not their core product. It's not the thing that they know best. It's just something they throw in the mix to make a couple other bucks. And again, they're gonna learn on your dime. You're gonna have to pay for the mistakes, whether it's on the manufacturing side or the installation side. You're gonna have to pay for it. The one thing for sure is crime's never gonna go away, right? And as I said, everything's fine till one day it's not. So you have a couple decisions to make. You could do nothing, which is a mistake. You already do something, which is lock the doors, lock the windows. You keep an eye on your home, your neighbor's home. This is great. But you want to do a little more because it's the smart thing to do. And so you have a couple choices. You could get security alarm. That'll tell you when someone is breaking in, but won't actually stop them from getting in. You could get security cameras, and those are awesome because you can keep an eye on your place when you're away. You could be at work, you could be, in an airport somewhere. You keep an eye on your place. You could be sleeping in bed, look outside through the cameras and see what's going on. I like that. You can reinforce the locks on your doors, and we've got a separate video on how to do that, and you should definitely do that. That's a very low-cost way to fortify your doors, right? Remember I said the door is the most common point of entry. You could get a dog. I like small yappy ones. They seem to hear things and move faster than the big ones, but not all of us can be dog owners. You could get what's called security film. We do security film. It has its place. It's not as robust as security screens. It will not keep someone out. It will not prevent the glass from being broken, but it will slow someone down. So a lot of schools, we help secure them with security film. Clients that have really big bay windows of just $1 million views, we'll put security film on there instead of a screen. You could get those rolling shutters, right? But those only work when they're down, and they're really meant for commercial, retail applications. I've seen maybe 1% of the world can live with the rolling shutters down. The other 99% can't because they want the fresh air, they want the sunlight. The rolling shutters will only work when they're down. If you open it up, even just a crack to get some fresh air or sunlight in, you no longer have that security. You could get those bars, but they look awful and they'll ruin your property values. And no one wants to feel like a caged animal, and they won't keep the bugs out, right? The bars won't keep the bugs out. And sometimes they're worse than the thugs, right? The bugs are worse than the thugs. So this thing, that we are offering, proposing, is really what I call the third generation. You can think of bars as generation 1, you can think of rolling shutters generation 2. This is third generation. Maybe fourth generation is gonna be lasers or something invisible like that. But until then, this looks like an ordinary bug screen. It looks like an ordinary solar screen. It looks awesome on the home. Many homes look better with our security screens on them than before. It's amazing. No one's ever said, take those damn things down, right? I don't like the way it looks. No one has ever said that. More than 16,000 installs, everyone's like, gosh, I knew this was gonna be awesome, but I didn't know it was gonna be this awesome. With the security screens, you get all that strength of steel bars, but you get the attractiveness of what appears to be just an ordinary bug screen. I think this is really the value. You get all that security you need and deserve without sacrificing your views, and without sacrificing the sunlight, without sacrificing the fresh air. Now, I saved the last one, the most provocative one, guns. I saved that one for last because, you know, in my industry, I bump into a lot of people that are like, hey, let them come in. You know, I'll show them my little friend Smith & Wesson, right? And I'm not a gun guy, but I gotta tell you, I do have a fair share of weapons, right? I just never intend to use it. And if I had to, it'd really be the worst case situation. So if I do my job right from a security perspective, there should never be an opportunity for anyone to get into my home. For the gun-happy people who think they're gonna pull out their weapon and double tap someone who's in their home, they really haven't thought it through. Because when someone's in your home or your office or your school, it's kind of game over for you. Because 1 in 3 of those people have weapons on them. Are you gonna have your weapon within reach when you suddenly realize that there's someone in your home? I might be in a shower, I don't have my weapon with me. I might be sleeping on the couch, I don't have my weapon with me. What am I gonna do? Stay right here, whoa, I don't know who you are, I don't know why you're in my home. Let me run upstairs. And in this highly stressed moment, if you just think it through for a minute, I'm gonna be stressed if someone's in my home. Maybe it's someone's, maybe it's more than one person, and maybe they're armed. And now I'm racing to my gun safe, because we have kids, I'm not gonna store guns around hiding under the plant or whatever. I don't carry it on my hip. Am I gonna be able to remember the code? The gun safe code, what is it, right? I don't train in these highly stressed situations, and unless you're in law enforcement military, you probably don't train either. So to think that you're gonna be able to recall the code on your gun safe and enter it in and pull out your weapon and attempt to use it, many people think they're gonna use their weapon and then they get scared about it. And then there are people who are going to use the weapon, but they've never trained on it for the last 6 months, 1 year, 6 years, whatever, and they can't hit a damn thing. I have my share of weapons. I'm not gonna kiss and tell and share with you how many I have. I've got plenty. I've got more than enough. I've got too many. I'm one of those that contribute to that statistic. There are more guns in the United States than there are people living in the United States. But I'm not gonna rely on my weapon to keep my family safe, because if I wait till that moment, it's really difficult for me to turn that bad situation into a good one. Please do not hang on to this Hollywood image of having your guns and defending your home as if it were a castle. I think the wise approach is look at your home, think it through a little bit. What are some of the things that I can do to make this home look like it isn't an easy target? It doesn't take a lot of money. It does take some thought, and that's where we come in to help you make wiser decisions about the height of your hedge, the type of lighting that you'll use, the lock that would be on the gate to the side of your home, the lock on your circuit breaker box, right? These little things all add up. Layered security, smart security. Being proactive about your security, being prudent about it is the thing you want to do. Security door, I want you to think fortress door. That's really what you need, is something that's absolutely positively going to keep the bad stuff out. You could go to a big box store and get one of those production doors, and I tell you, those are better than nothing. So if that's all you can afford, do it, right? Something is better than nothing. But if you want a top tier security door, if you want something that's guaranteed to actually keep the bad guys out, what you want is this. This has a 3-point locking system. So when I turn this key to lock, you can see all 3 bolts engage. And that prevents anyone at any time from prying their way in. Also, see the cat here? These doors will keep all animals in. We say it keeps the pets and kids in and the bugs and thugs out. This mesh right here is that 12 by 12 weave that I've spoken about in all my other videos. This is the mesh that you want. It's 75% stronger than the 10 by 10 per square inch mesh. So you're looking for a couple things. The 12 by 12 mesh, a true 3-point locking system like that one, and watch this. You want that head to toe visibility out. I can have a conversation with the Uber driver, Amazon driver, the neighbor, whomever it is walking around the neighborhood. I keep this locked. There's no way they're getting in. I'm completely safe, whether it's me, my family, or my kids, or my pets. There's no one gonna harm them. I get all the fresh air, I get all the sunlight coming in, and I get all the safety. And I tell you, that peace of mind is worth every single penny that I've put into this door. Security screens is a no-brainer. You don't have to do your whole home at one time. You can break it up into phases. Start with the more vulnerable areas first, like the doors and the sliders, maybe a window to a child's bedroom. First floor usually gets the job done. And to help you get started, mention that you've seen this video and you'll qualify for up to $1,000 off installation. And I hope that gives you just enough inspiration and motivation to schedule a free estimate today.